Good morning, boys and girls, ladies and gents. It's Corey Wesley coming to you live and in living color from New York, Harlem to be exact. Welcome to Kitchen Table Talk with Corey Wesley. That's me. That's the kitchen. That's New York. And I'm Corey Wesley. Today I am drinking from my Black Excellence mug because today the topic is about success and feedback, goals. What have you learned during the pandemic? Have you learned anything? If you haven't, it might be a little too late because we're about to reopen and you didn't take this opportunity to become a better person. Shame on you. Now, I've learned a lot about myself during this pandemic. The running theme in my videos and even in my life is fear, doing fearful things. I have always been fearful to do this type of platform. I've always wanted to, but didn't know how I was going to do it. People would say certain things to take me off course, not intentionally taking me off my course, but would instill fear in me. And I believe this pandemic is a prime example of what fear can do to people. Even the most holiest of thou person has fear. If they believe in the Lord, if they believe in the power of the universe, fear is just a human characteristic and behavior that we all have. And I believe that fear is something that you have to face. You have to walk through fear in order to get on the other side. They say, like, if you are working on a business or working on something that is the unknown, like you've never done it before, there are going to be challenges. There are going to be some learning curves, but sometimes the fear is so overwhelming that it is a roadblock. And I always feel like you have to knock that roadblock, go over that roadblock in order for you to see what's on the other side. And I guarantee you, regardless of what you do and what it is you want that have fear in doing or being or becoming, I guarantee there's a lesson on the other side. There's something that you are going to learn and that you are going to come on the other side smarter, wiser, and probably a success in either way, because knowledge is power. And just like the pandemic, if you haven't taken this opportunity to find yourself, figure out what this all means, obviously on a global span or a scheme of things, it does mean something. It means that we weren't taking care of the universe. We weren't compassionate and unified. We also voted in our own backyard. Very unfortunate. I am not a political person and I don't want y'all to be putting nasty comments, but Trump is a racist. After I read that he does not want to do the reveal of Obama's portrait in the White House, which is a tradition in our country, it just screams volumes. And I understand that we're in a pandemic and you can use any angle or narrative you would like to avoid the fact that it's a black man that was president, and he doesn't want to take that opportunity to praise or celebrate that person. And that's my personal opinion. I know you can say, well, we're in a pandemic. He shouldn't be worrying about that. Well, he shouldn't be tweeting. And he shouldn't be worried about all the things he is worried about. Doing stuff, saying stuff, lying, cheating, and trying to make his supporters believe in a idea and a concept that he is trying to make America great again. Right now, America is not great. And if you want to say that the pandemic, it wasn't in his control, yes, it's not in his control. However, his behavior and the way that he's handled it, I don't believe that it has been in the best interest of the country. So, when it comes down to feedback, yesterday, a dear friend of mine, I have to give him props and give him a shout out, Mother One, Aviance. Aviance House is one of the well-known houses here in New York, across the globe, really, and I admire him. I think he's an upstanding person. Him and I have had our ups and downs, our ebbs and flows, but he's my sister. And for those straight boys and girls, sister means he's my friend. A buddy, a person that I connect with, that I have a commonality with, and you respect each other. It has a respect level on it, and I respect him because he's built a house that everyone around the globe knows. And so anyway, he sent me some feedback about my videos, and he approached it and I was a corporate trainer for 15, 16 years. I used to train in finance. I was a corporate trainer. I trained on the company's proprietary systems. But anyway, giving feedback can be quite difficult. And he sent me some feedback in regards to my videos. If you follow me, you know that these are tests, because obviously you're not going to be perfect at everything that you do, but you do have to practice makes perfect, in that cliche or that statement that is said. And I do truly believe it. As a corporate trainer, we used to go into practice training and practice training and practice training, and before you know it, it becomes a second nature to you. I'm also a recovery coach in addiction, and I took a certification in New York. And 21 days, you create a new habit. And I believe if I continue this process for 21 days, getting the lighting right, getting my tone right. So anyway, Mother Juan Aviance emailed me and said to me that, hey, I got some feedback. I hope I'm not crossing the line, but when you're talking, slow down, take a deep breath. You're not in a race and a marathon. I'm kind of not saying verbatim what he said, but when I thought about it, and I said, thank you. I appreciated where his feedback was coming from. This has been something I've wanted to do all my life, pretty much. I wanted to be an actor, and they always say, failed actors become corporate trainers. And so when I got that text, I did not take it as an insult, wasn't mad, because when you receive feedback from positive people, and yes, it could hurt, but obviously what I would say is, if you get mad at someone giving you feedback, then you have to look within yourself. I mean, some people do come at you out of line, and are not in a position to give you feedback, especially when you don't ask for it. However, in this context, I want to be successful, and that's why I'm drinking from my Black Excellence mug today, because I know that what his feedback was with the intent of success. He wants to see me successful. He gave me good points. Basically, he was like, in essence, saying this is a good thing, but here's some bullet points on how to make it, improve it. In interviews, I always hate that question. Well, what's one thing, give me some bad qualities or something that you can improve on. And I would always say in my interviews, I can improve on everything, because nothing in the world is perfect. No one is perfect. And everything I do, there is room for improvement. So when he texted me, I didn't feel slighted. I didn't feel like he was out of place, because he's developed a house, the Aviance house. Many of you know Kevin Aviance and other Aviances that are very prominent in our community, the gay community. And I feel like his comments, his feedback had all the good intention. Now, you do have to know where people are coming from when they give you feedback. I mean, sometimes feedback from certain people might take you off course. So you have to be, I guess, not on guard, but be aware of where the feedback is coming from, and understand what their motive is, okay? Because sometimes people just want to bitch and tell you bad things about yourself. And we already have enough in our minds that we tell ourselves of how bad we are. And we don't often need people to contribute to it because we do a fine job ourselves. But when he was giving me feedback, I had to look up feedback. There's a website from being a corporate trainer. It's called Mind Tools, Mind, M-I-N-D, Tools, Tools, for those people who might not know how to spell. And no shade. But anyway, my thing is I looked up feedback because I was interested as he praised me also for not, coming at understanding where his intentions were. But he also acknowledged that people, when he likes to help, he's a very open-hearted, loving person. And I really genuinely believe that Mother Juan Avias wants success for everyone, not just those that in his house. So I truly appreciate him for taking the time to send me feedback. Now, all you people that want to send me feedback, don't you dare if you don't know me that well. He fairly knows me. We've known each other for pretty much a decade, I think. And I just know that we've shared on our own experiences. He has a record label and a label, and I know he and I share the stripes of starting a business, having a business. So his feedback was truly, truly valuable, and I appreciated him for that. It reminds me of a quote that I look at pretty much on a regular basis, because when he acknowledged Mother One and acknowledged that he said when he helps people, they get upset. And I said, learn to sit back and observe. Not everyone needs a reaction. Sometimes, I think when you get feedback in any project, you have to sit back and absorb the information. And like he said, enjoy what you're doing, basically. He was like, enjoy what you're doing. You're not in a rush. I also acknowledge that what he said was absolutely 100% on point, because I was talking to my best friend about, I'm looking at people and their interviews. I've interviewed people over the phone. I've never really interviewed people on camera. And I've been question and answer kind of things. I'm good at writing questions and things of that nature, but having the context of sitting in front of a camera, talking to someone, or even just myself talking to the camera takes practice. And that also, my success will only come when I look at some of my mistakes and failures. And so he wasn't really pointing out a mistake. He was just saying, hey, this is what you can improve on. And when I was talking to my best friend about not the conversation that I had with Mother One, but just in general, I've been telling him, I've been watching YouTube videos of people who are interviewers, newscasters, and entertainment, and seeing how they transition. I knew my transitions were choppy, and they were going really quick because I was trying to beat the time clock. And then I realized, oh shoot, it's noticeable. So I need to be conscious of what I'm doing. So getting back to feedback, mindtools.com, I mentioned earlier just a few minutes ago. Here's some of the things that you should be mindful when someone's giving you feedback, or effective feedback. Check your motives. So check their motives. Also, the feedback should come to you on a timely basis. And what that means is, just like he basically watched a video, and my videos are fairly daily now, and I'm posting, and I must have posted something online on Facebook sharing the video, and it prompted him to message me. So it was actually clearly in my head, because I had recently posted the videos and I'm doing the videos on a regular. So his timing is perfect, because he also has been following these videos and he knows that these are tests. So knowing that because he brought those to my attention, I knew that these are tests and and that gave me also another indication that he is not just coming out of his, the woodwork and just saying, oh, I have comments. No, that's not what he was doing. He acknowledged that he's been following me. I could tell that he was following me, and I know that he's been following the things I've been doing. So, being timely. Make it regular. I mean, feedback is a process that requires constant attention. When something needs to be said, say it. And I think he did. He got right to the point. Prepare your comments. I don't know if he prepared his comments, but he was on point. He didn't, try to do that, false hee ha ha, kind of like, hi, how you doing, girl? And all that stuff, that phony stuff. He went straight into it. And I appreciate that. I mean, obviously you do, from a corporate trainer standpoint, you always have to know who your audience is and also know who you're giving feedback to. Some people don't like harsh and direct. He knows me well enough, and many people know me. I like it direct. Don't give me no fluff, because when you give me fluff, I get annoyed. Just give me it straight. Now, if I get an attitude, that's on me. That's on the person. If you give somebody feedback and you kind of figured out who they are as far as receiving the information, and they get mad, honey, don't let them see you sweat. Just be like, well, touche for you, too bad for you. Okay, do you, but everybody doesn't know everything. Be specific, and in my example with Mother Juan Aviance, he was specific. He was like, slow down, girl. Basically, at first, when he wrote it, I kind of knew what he was talking about, but then when he said slow down, and I knew already in my head that I was struggling with transitions, going from a topic to another topic, and then I was rushing through them because I'm looking at the clock. Criticize in private, which he did. He texted me, which is fine. I think in certain situations you need to pick up the phone, but in this situation, I think it was appropriate for a text. Use the I's more so, like I, rather than you. And he basically was saying that to me. His suggestion was he did use that. Limit his focus, and he didn't go all over the place, which is great. Limit your focus and talk about positives. I think as a corporate trainer, I've always was told that you give 2 positives and then you give a negative and then you end with a positive. And he did exactly that. And so I'm greatly appreciative. So when it comes to feedback, know where your feedback is coming from, and stop getting mad when people want to see success in you. I know that when you're doing something, it is a little intimidating when people criticize you, and that's not even criticism. And sometimes it's criticism, but it's positive criticism. If it's negative criticism, or if it's somebody that's just coming out of the woodworks and bringing suggestions that you don't have a constant relationship with, you're not in constant communication with, I would just say whatever. I usually say, oh, I'll take that suggestion. And I don't. And I'll go like, oh, thank you so much for that suggestion. I have a friend, Nicholas. He has trained me to be tough when someone gives you criticism, because he used to criticize me all the time, but I think he was doing it on purpose because he saw I would say weak in that area, but I was sensitive in that area, and now I'm not that sensitive in that area. I now know when somebody is giving me feedback that I really don't care what they think and what they say, but just to make them feel good, I'm like, I'll take that into consideration. Well, damn, I just told my damn secret. So if you get that statement, you know that I don't really care what you just said. Sorry. Now, when I say thank you, oh my God, I appreciate that. That's so cool, blah, 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 and I go into more, then you know I really did heed to your statement. Mother Juan Aviance knows that. You can ask. Anyway, but when I say, oh, I'll take that under consideration. Oh, thanks for the suggestion. I'll think about it. What do you think I'm doing? Not thinking about it. So, what else is going on? Have you been watching the news? Anything you feel that's a hot topic? I don't know about my hot topics. My hot topics are not like, Wendy Williams and all them folks. My hot topics are just things I find interesting that I saw on Facebook. I scroll through before I start these things, the videos. And when I start these videos, I kind of quickly scan and pick out a couple of hot topics. I don't really want to be a hot topic kind of guy. There's enough of y'all out there. I want to be unique. I want to talk about me and the things that I think are positive. You know, we need a little bit. We need some African American men on YouTube that don't talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. No shade. No tea, no shade. But I think we need to have more positive role models, more conversation about real life stuff, and just be vulnerable but smart and share our mistakes, and then but also show how we overcame those mistakes, because once you have examples, you're able to achieve success. As I said, today was going to be about success. Like I said before, I used to write about dating. It was in 2007. It was the ranked number 7 in the country as one of the best dating blogs in the world. It was called All About Dating. And I realized in that context is that, you know, dating, a date for success, as a statement that I said. So it's also important that, like I said, when you are doing something, success is always your goal. Now, what success means to you that's what you have to define. What does success look like to you? We all have different things, and I don't really want to share what my things of success are, because I don't want to cloud your idea of success. But anyway, getting to some hot topics. I'm really sad about Crystal Rodriguez. He was murdered by a friend he took in, and I feel like you don't know people until you live with them, and you know you want to help people, but sometimes these stories scare you because you don't want to help people, and he cut off his testicles. And sometimes I don't think the news needs to really tell us all the details. I think the New York Daily News posted something. They're very graphic in their stuff, and I just think that that's disrespect, and I really don't need to know the details. We just need to know that something horrific happened. I'm really sad for his family. I just feel like when people are in need and you give them, you open your heart, you open your home, and then they squatter you, they rob from you, they, do things so horrific as even murder you. That's just sad, and my heart goes out to him and just people who are in need. And you never know what's going on in people's head. And lately, we are in a pandemic, and there is a high amount of domestic violence and suicide and drug addiction increase. And so what I would say in this regard is call a friend, your gay friends in relationships. Even and I've been just guilty for it because I've only been calling my single friends. Maybe I need to call some of my friends in relationships and say, hey, is everything all right? Are you really okay? Is everything good? Now, in the pandemic, people don't want people in people's houses, but if I have to, I think if they've been isolated, I would be like, look, if this ain't working for you, then you need to come over here and stay 6 feet away from me in another room. I have enough space for that. Now, but if not, there are shelters, there's places, but please do not stay in an abusive relationship. Even if it's your own home, call the cops, change some locks, and get them out. So you run into the store and come back with the cops. That's what I would do. Anyway, what else is going on in the news? Long Island Bagel Boss. Have you had any Long Island bagels before? Well, anyway, you can now have them anywhere in the world because they're shipping all over the world. The Long Island Bagel Boss is shipping New York famous bagels. And if you've been to New York, everyone loves a bagel. And everything bagel is everything. So anyway, those are some of my little hot topics. Hopefully I did a little better today. I'm going to hopefully chat with Mother Juan and see what his thoughts are. Anyway, but I think I've improved. I've slowed down a little bit. I did my little hot topics. I little chatted with you. Like we were just friends having a little chit chat. Well, anyway, remember today is the best day ever, and you know why? Because you are a part of it. Make the best of it. And remember to stay blessed because you're already blessed. And don't let them see you sweat. And when you get some feedback, step back. Don't get mad about it. Don't have an attitude. Just know that hopefully the person has good intentions, good motives, and wants to see you in a successful place. I want to say thank you so much for stopping by Kitchen Table Talk with Corey Wesley. Remember to subscribe. Oh my God, I was sweating. That's deodorant. That's not no, that's just deodorant. You know, I hate when men have that little circle under their thing. It don't look right. I digress. Anyway, remember to subscribe to my channel so you can stay up and sound on all me and all the things that I want to encourage you on. Anyway, have a great day, everybody. Stay blessed. Mwah.